Hello. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome. I'm a minute early, but I thought I'd actually be right on time because I was having some technical gaffes. So if someone in chat could let me know that you can hear me and that everything's okay, that'd be great. Loud and clear. Thank you, Marjorie. And hello to Fred and Elaine and Cheryl and bonjour Paul and Saban. All right. And hello to Mike G. All right. Okay, so Brian, welcome. Thank you, Paul. It's not until Friday, so there's that. And I was a little bit late, so just I'll get this on the recording in case somebody watches or I want to say this so that's on the recording. Normally, I send out 2 reminder emails, one on Tuesday, and so a day early, and then one about 2 hours in advance. Eventually, one of these times, I am going to get it set up so that Instagram will also remind folks. I know that that's how a lot of folks will remember. So when I do an Instagram post, I always notice there's a little bit more, there's maybe 3 or 4 more, maybe 5 more views. But if you want to be on that reminder list, you can email me at the address that is in chat, and I'll add you to the list. You can always email me back and let me know when you want to be off the list. I'm manually old school, artisanal, handcrafted mailing list. Nothing super fancy yet. Hey, Kathy. So you can get a reminder email. This week, I forgot to get my reminder email scheduled to go out on Tuesday, so there's only one reminder email. So that out of the way. So just on the offhand chance somebody didn't have the normal day before reminder, and they are like, "What the heck? What's going on? Is my email not working?" Well, it's me. I did that. And then let's see. The only other housekeeping thing would be I am your guide for the Do Nothing Project on Sunday. So I'm probably looking at some sort of fall, autumn thing, something along the lines of an empty cornucopia or something like that. But Jeff, this weekend is meditation party in Omega. And so Jeff will be on a flight back from New York City or the New York area, metro area, back to Vancouver. So I will be filling in for Jeff on Sunday. Don't have any up-to-date news on when the switch from YouTube to Substack will happen. So when I get that information, I'll let folks know. Yeah, I think that's everything. And if you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Andrew. I'm a certified mindfulness meditation coach and unified mindfulness system. I'm a most times moderator, sometimes guest host. Like this week, I will be the guest host on Sunday for the Do Nothing Project at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then the only other thing is I will talk about time changes. Time changes at the end. So if I forget for some reason, somebody remind me. I'll talk about time changes because October is going to become November very, very soon. So we have one more October day for our maybe more than maybe, and Saban and my time doesn't really change. So that's the spoiler. All right, I have a bell. I have only talked for about under 4 minutes, which is delightfully short for me. I have 25 minutes on the clock. What are we going to do? We're going to do a 25-minute sit with 5 minutes where you can put down the technique and do whatever you want, or you could do nothing. And The yes, Fred. I thought for a moment that we were going to have the time change was going to stop. I think it was that we were dangerously close to the time change, the unsanctioned sleep experiment that we do every year, twice a year actually. Um, so back to what to expect for the meditation: 25-minute sit, light guidance for the first 20 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes will I'll cue you for your opportunity to either stick with the technique if you want, it's your sit, your choice, or shift into do nothing. And I'll give a few prompts at the beginning of that 5 minutes. So that's where we're headed. And yeah, and I'll mention afterwards about the time-old tradition of time. All right, we've got a bell. I'm going to invite the bell. All right, we begin with establishing our posture. I'll focus on the seated posture, either on a chair, a cushion, a bench, but you could be lying down or standing, walking even. If you're walking, please have your eyes open, but the eyes can be open or closed, your choice. With our posture, we're looking for upright, or sort of upright without being uptight, allowing a natural curvature of the spine, shoulders over the hips, ears aligned with the shoulders, chin aligned with the belly button. The feet are on the floor in a way that's helpful, so maybe flat, maybe something that's comfortable. Arrange your hands in a way that will cause you to move less or be less likely to fidget. So that could be palms down on the thighs. It could be hands sort of laying in each other, sort of the standard sort of Zen hand posture. And then just taking a razor thin sample of what experience is like at the moment. So what's the state of the mind body right now? We're not trying to change anything. Just getting an idea of what it's like. And then a few deliberate breaths. Slow and low is the tempo we're going for. Breathing in through the nose allows us to slow that breath down. And that breath that's slow can sink low into the belly. And as the inhale turns around and becomes the exhale, seeing if we can extend that exhale. Your mileage may vary, but sometimes I will feel real settling after those breaths. It'll be very pleasant, and sometimes I'll almost immediately have judgmental thoughts arise, like, why don't I do that more? So just seeing if we can allow the thoughts to be in the background. And the thoughts will attract our attention, and that's fine. Just coming back to the body. So our focus range for our meditation tonight is feel. And that's physical body sensations and emotional body sensations. So we can have sounds that arise, around us. And they'll pull our attention away briefly, and then, or pull our attention away. This briefly is our ideal situation, and then coming back. But how quickly we come back, there's no judgment there. Noticing we've been pulled away by the sound, and that noticing is the, oh, yeah, I'm not feeling the body, or I'm not in my concentration isn't on feel. And then we have this beautiful opportunity to bring our attention and our concentration back to feel without any self-punishment. And if we're hard on ourselves, then don't be hard on ourselves for being hard on ourselves. So just completing our sort of settle in, so our posture's in a good spot. We've checked in with the mind and the body, mind, body, heart. And if we want to recenter, we can always do more deliberate breaths. Our concentration is on feel. Let's both feel in and feel out. And we can optionally label simply with feel. So I'll let you explore on your own, and I'll chime in here with a tip or a trick or a cue in a bit. So we can think that we can offer a generosity of unlimited do-overs to ourselves. So if we want to stretch up and settle back into the posture, or as I offered earlier, do a few more deliberate breaths, just allowing ourselves to do that. Maybe even a kind of metronome rock back and forth and settle back into the stillness. We don't have to maintain a statue-like posture the whole time. And just experimenting a bit with that reset, and then seeing if you can settle back in to the technique. And then the last thing I'll offer is if you feel like the label when you're noting, when we're doing our noting practice, noting where and feel our concentration is. If you feel like the label is stirring up here in our mental talk, you can always drop that label. That is optional. So I'll let you keep exploring. So this is your choice point. As I mentioned earlier, it's your sit. You can decide. So if you want to continue with feel, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to put the technique aside with some care over off on a shelf, please do so now. And we'll shift into do nothing. And with do nothing, we're letting go of any intention to control our attention. And I think we're allowing it's like taking the dog off the leash at the dog park. So allowing them to go wherever the sights, smells, and wonder may draw. And sort of applying your concentration and clarity as you go. So shifting into, optionally, do nothing. invite the bell to signal the end of our sit. Thank you for your practice. May the fruits of our practice be for the benefit of all beings. May our actions benefit us and all beings. All right, so Sunday, the first Sunday of November is when time changes for everybody, but Saban and Snowma and Aimless and myself are all in Arizona time. So what that means is that right now this is going to be, it'll shift from being at let me do the time math. It'll shift from being 8:15 to let's see, right now it was 8:15, so it'll shift to being at that can't be. It'll shift back for some folks. So I'll be at 5:15, but it'll be 6:15. Yes, this is it. 6:15 Central. And if this is where Eastern time zone is, 7:15. Thank you, Saban, and or thank you, Gabrielle and Fred. So my time will stay the same. And that means it'll be 4:15, so it'll be earlier for Pacific folks, but it'll be it'll be earlier for everybody, except for Saban and myself. So I'm trying to get out in front of that and highlight that because it happens twice a year, and so I'm going to keep the time the same. And the reason is because I have the Zen group that meets at 6 my time. So if I were to move it, then I'd miss like the first, or I'd miss the whole thing. So yeah, so that's coming. Thank you everyone for sticking around. Thank you for folks liking. If you aren't subscribed, it would be a benefit to the channel as a whole and me if you did subscribe. Thanks for that. And so Sunday, I'll be, hopefully Fred is moderating. I forgot to check with Fred. That's what I just realized now. But yeah, and the reminders will start. The reminders will start next week, just so that we're prepped. Because I usually goof up. I kind of fumble the handoff on this sometimes, and so this time I want to try to make it a bit more smooth. Which is why I'm in my mind thinking about I need to mention that on Instagram and all that other stuff. So an autumn theme of sorts. I'm playing with themes for autumn themes. If you have any autumn themes, I appreciate that, Fred. Thankfully, the moderating has we haven't had any super surprises of late. We haven't had any surprise notifications that will be turned off in 30 seconds or whatever. If you have an idea for a theme that's autumn related, you have the email. You can always respond back to that email and share that. And I'll see folks then. Brooke is tomorrow, 4:30 my time. So what is that? 7:30 Eastern. I think technically Brooke's on Eastern time. Ohio, where she is in Ohio, I think is Eastern. So yeah. No time shenanigans for Brooke. All right. I think that's everything. For some reason, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but thank you, everyone. Thanks to the folks. Happy Thursday to everybody in the Southern Hemisphere across the international date line, for the folks in Australia and New Zealand. And have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you on Sunday. You'll actually see me. I won't be in chat. See me. So thanks. Thanks, Elaine. I will.